G'day Cobbers and welcome back to another megaCam video. Guys, this is going to be my Zero to Hero PvP gearing guide for The War Within Season 1. Now, gearing in PvP in The War Within can be a little confusing because there's a couple of components, but this guide is going to take you from having no honor gear at all or not having any PvP gear at all the way through to what you can do with all the different currencies that you can collect and where you can get them from. So let's get started. Alright, so where do we start with all of this? Okay, so we want to start off with collecting what is known as honor gear. Honor gear are PvP items that are green quality or uncommon quality. Here's an example of one of the items that I purchased from the vendor. So this increases item level to a minimum of 626 in arenas and battlegrounds. That is what you're looking for on all these types of gear. Don't worry about that. Of course, on other types of pieces of gear, that number goes up, and that is where we want to get to eventually, but initially this is what we want to do. So this is purchased from a vendor all the way in Donegal, down here in the foreground section. You will see if you go in here to the right hand side, there is a honor vendor right here, honor quartermaster rather, and he sells, or she sells rather, a whole bunch of honor gear for honor. Where do you get honor from? Honor is acquired from doing any sort of PvP activities, whether that's within open world or within instance combat. If you go to your group finder, you go to your player versus player tab at the bottom, and you can see here in the quick match tab on the left, you've got random battlegrounds, epic battlegrounds, a whole bunch of different options you can do. All of this rewards honor. Same with the rated content, it all rewards honor. It also rewards Conquest, which is another PvP currency, but we'll get into that later. And if you actually are doing open world content and you have your war mode on, which you will turn on by going to your talents and clicking this button, you can see that enables war mode. You have to be in a city to do that. Over here, you can see on the map, you'll have some quests that will pop up like this. These are war mode only quests. If you kill people, other players, while you're flying around outside here, you will get honor. There are special caches that turn up in all the different zones at certain intervals that you can collect for honor as well. And you'll have certain PvP quests like this. There is another currency called bloody tokens, but we'll also get into that. Let's just focus on honor for now. So firstly, what you want to do, you want to collect as much honor as you can. You want to go to this vendor over here and you want to deck yourself out fully in a set of green PvP gear. Once you have done that, we can then move on to the next section of this. Alright, so what do you do once you've got all your honor gear? The next part of this is transitioning from honor gear to your best in slot items. Now, there are a couple of different ways to do this. It is week 1 of the season, so it can get quite confusing. We're going to do this very simply. Let's start with the most logical approach, and that is Conquest. So, similar to honor, if you do any rated content and certain types of non-rated content, quick match content, you will see that you can collect Conquest for winning. So the Conquest, I think these are the rewards for the first win of the day. Mine is red because I've capped out for the week, so don't worry about that. However, you will collect Conquest. Conquest can only be collected a certain amount of for the week. As you can see, 1600 for this week, and that will increase week on week. So once you've collected your Conquest, this vendor here will sell you Conquest gear. And very similarly to how you wore your honor gear, you can buy Conquest gear from this vendor. These pieces of gear go up to 639 in arena and battlegrounds. This will be the best in slot gear you can get in the current season. So that's Conquest gear. Well, what else? There's got to be other sources. Yes, there are. There is another vendor over here, and he sells gear that is slightly worse than Conquest gear. So as we saw 639 on those Conquest pieces of gear, on this piece of gear, it's 636 item level. This comes from collecting a currency known as bloody tokens. Bloody tokens are exclusively collected from having war mode on and doing PvP in the open world. There will be some quests like this that sometimes reward bloody tokens as well, so you want to look out for those. There'll be caches that drop, as I mentioned before, that also give you bloody tokens, and killing other players I think nets you 1 or 2 bloody tokens as well per kill. It isn't actually that hard to get this, so you jump in here and then you can purchase and fill out other slots with your bloody tokens. Now, this is where things get a little bit confusing, but bear with me and we'll make this quite simple. The next part of this is crafted gear. You will be able to craft PvP gear, and it is actually much simpler in the War Within than it is on any other expansion has been so far. The first thing you want to do is you want to go over to this vendor here, and you want to take note of, there are 3 different types of this item. They're called Forged, Combatants, or Aspirants, or Gladiators Heraldry. These items are used in crafting recipes to allow an item to have that equip PvP token on it, and depending on which quality you put in there, it will increase the item level from either 613 all the way up to 639. So what you need to do, you need to grab these, and you'll find out how many you need by which, depending on which item you want to create. But let's say we've grabbed a couple of these and we want to go create an item. All you need to do is head over to the crafting orders table, and we're going to take a look at how these look in this expansion. Crafting orders table is not far from where we were, it's just over here. So we open up this. Now, crafting orders for PvP items are known as Algari in this expansion. So we want to go Algari. I usually filter by current expansion, usable only, so I can see everything that is useful to me and doesn't clutter my screen. You want to scroll down until you see Algari's competitors, whatever. So these are all the different items. As you can see, all the different weapons that I could possibly equip, jewelry, trinkets, and of course the armor pieces. So to keep things simple, let's just say we're going to go make ourselves a pair of boots similar to what I have created. We open up here and it will tell you the different items you need, which you can purchase most likely from the auction house. So a very useful thing is to click track recipe up here, and that will bring it up here with what you need. And this is the section where you put your competitor's heraldry in. I only have the green quality ones because I've used all my purple ones, but you can purchase the required amount, which is 4 purple ones, and use them here, and that will allow you to craft the highest PvP quality item you can. You obviously have optional reagents here, so you've got an embellishment and you've got secondary stats. You definitely want to make sure that you customize your secondary stats. Use an item known as missives to do this. So you can see Algari Missive of the Aurora. They all have different names, but if you hover over them, then you'll be able to see what stats they give you. In my case, I always want haste and versatility. So in this case, I will be going for the Missive of the Aurora. The recipe quality doesn't really matter with PvP, so always get whatever is the cheapest version out of the 3. Be careful, because sometimes the lowest quality one, which is this bronze colored one, isn't always the cheapest. Sometimes it is silver. So when you're going to purchase this, just purchase the cheapest quality one. You don't need to worry about quality when it comes to PvP gear, because this competitor's heraldry will ensure that you have that equip bonus on it all the time, and that is what's going to matter with your PvP gear. Embellishments, you need to look into what you need for your class. There's a wide range of guides. There's Wowhead, you can go to Icy Veins. I personally use Murloc.io to find what embellishment I need by looking at the top rated players in Solo Shuffle or what bracket I'm playing in. And over here you can see the embellishments. You can only have 2 embellishments equipped at any given time, so that means only 2 pieces of armor or items on your character can have embellishments at any given time. So you need to find which embellishment you want, but that once you can again go purchase this from the auction house, and again purchase the cheapest version for your PvP piece. You don't need to get the highest quality. They're all the same, and then socket that in here when you get it created. Do a public order, leave it there, place the order, give a decent commission. People usually suggest giving, at least like 5,000 or whatnot. Don't be one of those cheapos, and yeah, that's it. That is how you make the crafted items for your character. But there is one thing left that we haven't covered yet, and that is how do you get tier pieces for your character. Now, I currently have 1 tier piece. I'm still working towards 1600 to get my second one. Firstly, you have the catalyst. So the catalyst is device that is over here. It's marked on the map by a star, as you can see up there. You head over here, and and we click on this, this catalyst will acquire charges every week, and they will allow you to convert pieces of gear into tier. So if I use this as an example, I put that head clip piece in there, you can see that I want to convert it. I don't have any charges, but as you can see, that's what it would do. It would turn this into a piece of tier gear. So what you want to do is you want to buy a piece of Conquest gear and you want to convert it into that. So what I have done, I have actually inserted my pants, which you can see here. These pants, I bought them with Conquest. I shoved it into the catalyst and I turned them into a tier piece. I chose the pants because the pants have haste and versatility on it, and that's the stats I want. You can determine what stats your item set has by clicking on the adventure guide, going to item sets, and having a look here at your tier pieces. As you move across, you can see what stats they have. In my case, the pants and the shoulders initially I probably got the best stats that I want for PvP. So I picked up the pants, and then I actually have a chance this week to be able to acquire the shoulders. How do I do that? Well, you do that by hitting 1600 in any bracket in PvP. So when we go to our rated tab, any of these here, if you can hit 1600 in that, you will get a token that allows you to go buy any piece of tier from a vendor who is all the way in Ashkahet, down, I think down here. And you go to that vendor and you can trade the token in to select any piece of tier that you want. There is two types of pieces of tier. There will be a PvE equivalent and a PvP equivalent. Now, some quick tips on how you can get some of the things done really quickly. Getting honor really quick. Okay, so you're going to be going and doing honor. There's something you definitely want to go to the auction house and purchase. It is called the Vicious Flask of Honor. This increases your gains in PvP by 15% whenever you get any honor, and this is a must-have if you want to get honor really quickly. Go and grab these. They're not that expensive on the AH and they last a whole hour. So for 230 gold at this point in time is how much it costs on my server. You can pick that up and that will speed up your honor games. When you're in this section in the foreground, there will be PvP quests available, mainly from this PC right here. As you can see, I've got Preserving and War, which I haven't completed. Definitely grab that. You need to make sure before you start your journey that you do grab all the quests here. A very important quest that you need to grab will be on this NPC right here. This quest is called Weapons of Conquest. This essentially gives you a free highest quality weapon after 3 weeks of playing. So at the moment we could get to 1600. And once, I think after 3 weeks of getting Conquest cap, we'll have enough Conquest rather, to be able to get a free weapon. In this case, I will be given the Forged Gladiator's staff with haste and versatility on it, which is the perfect stats I want, at the highest possible eye level for PvP, which is really good, especially if you start later in the expansion of PvP. You can almost pick this up straight away, or you can do it on your alts. And whatnot, and it just allows you to get straight into PvP, because we all know that a weapon is usually the most influential piece of gear that you could have in PvP. A very easy source of conquest generally is to jump into Winter's Grasp. So if you go over here, you go to your quick match, select specific battlegrounds, and you scroll down to Battle of Winter's Grasp and join that. When you go in there, you will find for the first time in the season, there should be 2 quests available. One, if you finish and win Winter's Grasp, you will get 1000 honor. The second quest, you only have to kill 10 NPCs in Winter's Grasp and you'll get 250 conquests easily. So definitely go grab those and get those easy gains there. So again, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please comment below if you enjoyed this. Let me know what else we can do in the future. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See ya.